Hi everyone, Professor Gustin here, and welcome to Microbiology Lab. I'm making this video towards the end of week 1, and so not all the grades are in and all the assignments are complete, but I can see how things are going, and I've gotten emails from a bunch of people, and hopefully I'm responding quickly enough and giving you the information you know, but I really appreciate getting emails from you guys. It makes me feel like I'm really here, that you're really there, that we're not just robots, which is the reality of all this. So definitely email me if you have any questions. And you don't have to apologize. You're welcome to ask questions. I check my email many times during the day to try to stay on top of it and make sure you guys get the response that you need when you need it. So let's see, a couple of things I can think of. I've had a couple people ask, can they see their grades when they get complete an assignment, or they can see what they got wrong when they complete an assignment. So remember that that we have all the assignment due dates, and I allow you to see what you got wrong a minute after the due date, or 2 minutes after the due date, I think. Due date's 11:59 p.m., 12:01 a.m. the next day. It's automatically set that you can see what you got wrong. So if the assignment is due on Wednesday night, Thursday, anytime starting in Thursday, you'll be able to see what you got wrong. I don't post the entire quiz or the entire test to see what you got right and wrong. You can imagine that that would leave it for somebody could show someone else the entire test that's taking it late, that kind of thing. So, and the way that you do it is, it's not too hard. You go to your grades, and I'm not going to do it because mine looks a little bit different than yours, the instructor view and the student view, but you can go to grades and you'll see a list of all the things that I've graded for you, and you'll actually be able to click. There'll be a little link there that will allow you to click on that assignment, and it'll show you your what you got wrong and what the correct answer is. There might be a couple clicks, but I think it's pretty obvious. But go to your grades and look up the assignment if you want to see what you got wrong. Remember that some of these things that I have to hand grade, the grade that you see as soon as you're done is the grade that the computer, that Brightspace, has been able to grade. But if there's anything that I have to grade, it doesn't all get done right away. I have to go back in and check it. I usually wait for a few people to get done before I start grading, but I always try to get everything graded for everyone the day after the due date. It might be sooner than that, but they should all be done the day after the due date. So yeah, I think things were going pretty well for part 1. I got a lot of good grades, and really staying on track and not skipping assignments is one of the key things in this course, because a lot of people will find the tests are hard. We haven't talked about it out loud a lot. We haven't discussed it in class, so it's a lot of learning on your own. And so people do find that the tests are hard. So you got to count on some of these other assignments to help boost your test grades. So here we are in week 2, part 1. So intro to week 2 is the video that I have right here that you're watching right now. And then remember that I'm going to post the labs in Word documents and PDFs. So pick one of these and open it up. I encourage you guys to print them out and write answers on them, put them in your notebook. Here's the virtual lab links that go along with that. And you can use these links right here to get to McGraw-Hill Connect. And in this one, we have 3 virtual labs and a lab quiz. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward, very similar to what you did in week 1. Now I'm going to go to week 2, part 2. And here we are, week 2, part 2. Again, there's a new lab handout. You can use the Word document or the PDF. There's a bunch of virtual labs. This is actually one of those lab assignments that is the adaptive learning. So there's a few of those that I have in lab. You do a lot more of those in lecture than lab. But here I have some virtual labs and a lab quiz. Now, an additional thing I have is a little bit about Respondus. Now, I think by the time you get to this, you will have tried out Respondus in lecture. But I put this here, Introduction to Respondus, a little video. You don't have to watch that, but if you want to get a little refresher, there you go. And then I do a Respondus practice. And this is to you to prove to yourself that you can access Respondus. Remember, we told you that Chromebooks might not work with Respondus. And frankly, if you get to, you go to take an assessment that needs Respondus and it's not working on your computer and you haven't tried the practice, I lose sympathy a lot. So try this, and the reason why I'm putting it here in week 2 is because the first thing you're going to do in week 3 is a lab practical, and the lab practical will be using Respondus. So get it in your mind that week 3 starts with the lab practical, and that's going to be on all the lab handouts, lab 1, 2, 3, 4, that you've done in these first 2 weeks. So you want to review that material, you want to remember it. You can't use your lab handouts. It's a closed book thing. So this is a good time to kind of try to commit some of that lab material on your lab handouts to memory. So you have any questions or thoughts, please let me know. I'm glad to hear from you guys, and have a great week number 2.